peace, y'all. Let's get into Married to Medicine season 5, part 1 of the reunion. All right, so the ladies came out. They looked great. Quad, Mariah, they were just some of the standouts. Hair and makeup, everything was cool, heavenly. Everybody looked really, really nice. All right, so getting into the drama, Andy, he asked Simone about Michael and what he said when they was at like the little ice cream shop, and he was basically saying that, you know, he likes vanilla over chocolate when it comes to liking girls. And you know, that statement offended a lot of people, okay? And a lot of people wanted to know what Simone felt about it. So Simone said basically Michael is a big jokester and he was just trying to get a rise out of her. You know, clearly you can see Dr. Contessa wasn't buying it, okay? She was highly offended, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I didn't particularly care for it. You know, that's really nothing to joke about for real in this day and age. You know, at the end of the day, honey, Simone, you might want to sit Michael down and have him watch a couple of movies. You know, Uncle Tom's Cabin, Malcolm X, Roots, Sounder, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing, Shaka Zulu, you know, and then you can sit down and read to him a couple of articles about the murder of Emmett Till. All right? Okay. Now, moving on, Andy, he asked Heavenly, you know, if Damon Jr., which Damon Jr., he's a nice looking little guy. You know, he really is. You know, that if he would bring home a white girl, you know, what would she think about it? Child, Heavenly got the blinking hard and fast like Mary J. Blige. I was like, oh my God. Apparently she doesn't want that to go down, you know? So, you know, she kind of wiggled out of that and said that, you know, she would be, you know, accepting of it if that ever happened, you know? But obviously that wouldn't be her first choice, honey. All right. So it really kind of came down to Heavenly at one point saying that she kind of trapped Damon, you know, when she was young, you know, about 20 years old, she trapped Damon, and they had the Damon Jr., which is 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, now we know how that all came along, but I mean, come on, I mean, it really didn't take much trapping for Damon. I mean, come on, let's, you know, all right. Now, Toya, she said that she didn't think that Quad is Greg's everything, you know, because she hadn't had a child for him. And you know, Quan said that, you know, there is some resentment there, and right now it's just not conducive to having a child, you know. So bottom line, what I think about Quad is that, you know, right now this is the 5th season of Married to Medicine. You know, when she came on the scene, Quad, she became a fan favorite, and she was popping. Everybody was liking Quad, and she got a taste of that fame, the limelight, and you know, she got her little jobs at Sister Circle, and she doing her cookbooks, and she got some other things in the works. So, you know, she's hanging out and hobnobbing with the celebrities, and she's kind of getting her coin, and she ain't got time for no child, you know. So I just don't see her ever having a kid with Greg. I just don't think that's gonna happen, you know. So then we move on to Dr. Contessa and this whole Renee situation, honey. We all know that Renee called Dr. Contessa a doctor, a black doctor bitch. Okay? For me, you would have been gone that same night. Okay? You would have never set foot back into my home again. But, you know, Dr. Contessa said that, you know, Renee kind of took the place of her mom. Fuck that. Okay? You're not going to get away. You in my house. You dealing with my children. You say you love my children. But yeah, you going to call me a black bitch in front of all these people? Oh no. This is not how it works. You know, and so Toya and Mariah, they just like, okay, well, she disrespected Contessa. And they were kind of just shocked about it. You know what I mean? And then Contessa, she gonna try to flip it back and to say, oh, it was classism, you know, with the ladies, and that they made Renee feel less than. Get the fuck out of here. Look, did nobody make Renee get drunk on TV and embarrass herself at Mariah's Mother's Day party? Did nobody make Renee feel less than, insecure? She's done this all of her own. Okay, again, Renee is the mother of Donnell Jones. Donnell Jones is, or was a nice little R&B singer, great, smooth, buttery vocals, and apparently he's working at Lowe's now, taking lumber out to somebody's F-250. That's nobody's problem that you didn't make your life what it could have been. You know what I'm saying? So don't get around these ladies thinking that, they think they more than you. No, the fact is you think that you're less than them, and she took it out on Dr. Contessa, and now your ass is gone. So Dr. Contessa, you can move on with the bullshit, because ain't nobody trying to hear what you're trying to say. At the end of the day, you wanted to quit your job, you crying and you going all off and all of this. You doing what mothers do every day. I'm sorry, I can't feel sympathetic for Contessa, because you can move your schedule around. And apparently that's what she's done, because she said in the reunion that now she works when the kids are at school. Bitch, that's all you had to do in the beginning. You making a big moderation over all this shit about you packing up the white coat and not going to work. Girl, you could have already had your schedule from 8 to fucking 2 or 3 o'clock in the evening. All right? That shit got me hot. Anyway, so we learned that Toya, what we learned in this reunion, of course, and we already know that Toya is a freak. She wants to be sat on Eugene's face constantly, her nasty ass. And Eugene, of course, he's lost some weight. He looks really nice. Eugene, he's not an ugly guy to begin with. Actually, he looks better than most of the men on the show. And, now Toya talking about his dick is bigger. Now, little whore, his dick isn't bigger. It's just that he don't have fat surrounding it. Okay, the fat is not swallowing up his dick anymore. So now you can get to it, you can see it, and he can push it in, and all of that carrying on. Now, she also said that they were not in debt anymore, and Eugene has a new position. All right, good, great, good for him. Okay. Then, Toya said that she isn't good at giving Eugene good head, because she doesn't deep throat. Well, I can't tell. You better learn. But apparently Eugene ain't going nowhere anyway. Okay? I'm so tired of Toya and her trying to be freaky. Girl, you have no job, honey. You have no job. This man is going to work every day for you. You spending up all the money, and you can't put on red tube, porn tube, any of the tubes out there and get your skills together. Okay? So, kind of moved on to Heavenly, and Toya saying that Heavenly is mean. She's mean-spirited, and she's supposed to be on this spiritual journey, and that's just not working out for her. And Toya took offense of Heavenly saying that her ass was big and that she's fat and this, that, and the other. Honey, look, we've already seen pictures of Heavenly. We already know that Heavenly was a big cow at one particular time. She's lost a great many pounds. So I don't know how she can speak ill of anyone. Toya, I need you to put your big girl panties on and get out your feelings. However, Toya did say, that you ain't never walked in my shoes, and you just don't know. I used to throw up my food, and, so we didn't know that the girl had an eating disorder. All right. So what, Jackie and Toya said, it triggered her. Look, I'm just so tired of these ladies. I'm just so tired. All right. So, Mariah is still offended that Heavenly said, she says, yo mama. Every time they get into it, yo mama, yo mama, yo mama. That's just what Heavenly does. Heavenly says, she was just joking around. It's just something that she does. Mariah tried to pop off and, said, look, if your kids are off limits, then, parents should be off limits. But at the same time, Mariah's mama, she talks about everybody in the group. So when you put yourself in that predicament, then, just understand that you can be a target. So her mama is currently on a cane because she had a stroke. Look, you need to not be talking about anybody at this point in time. Okay? because strokes is nothing to laugh at, and really you could be 6 feet under. So you need to just be thinking that you can feel God's sun on your face every day, and stay out of these girls' business, okay? Because Mariah can handle her own. All right, so Mariah's mama, shut the fuck up, okay? Now, something happened to where before they filmed the reunion, they saw Mariah on Facebook Live. So she did like a 45-minute synopsis of what was going on and all of that. So Mariah was just like, Heavenly don't want to mess with her because her mama will pop a cap in Heavenly. First of all, who still says pop a cap? That was back when Colors was out, back in the 80s. Nobody speaks like that anymore. I need Heavenly, you come on, you need to stop with the lingo. That's old time lingo. Nobody's popping caps in nobody. All right, that's first and foremost. And then Quad saw it. Heavenly saw it, before they came out on stage. And Quad and Mariah, they start arguing. It don't take much for them two to start arguing. So they going back and forth. Andy's old messy queen ass, old sissy ass, he was like, well, let's take a break, woo woo woo. So they go in the back, and Heavenly, she takes a Sharpie and she draws a mustache and horns on this poster that Mariah had posted on her door. Okay, whatever. It's immature, it's stupid ass shit. Okay, so Mariah finds out about it. Everybody's in the hallway oohing and ahhing. Who did that? Who would have done that? Oh, Lord. And so, Mariah was pissed. So she goes and she draws a crown on there, and then she just Heavenly is ghetto and she shouldn't have did that. And, so Heavenly comes out of the door. They all in the hallway, fussing and fighting. Everybody's trying to get a little word in. And, we already know neither one was gonna bust a grape, okay? It was all for the cameras. It was all for hype, whatever, okay? Both of them sit the fuck down. So anyway, in the midst of all the confusion, some old thick ass Kenny Loggins white guy come through and says, take her back to elementary school. And he's saying this to Heavenly. I'm like, if you don't sit your pale white bread ass down somewhere and be seated, this is none of your concern. How many times I gotta tell y'all white folks to stay up out of black folks' business? I really wish you all take a note, okay? Because they didn't need it at that point in time, okay? And after he said it, honey, they both just like, he just broke up the vibe, old bitch. All right, so Mariah started crying and she refused to come back on stage. And, Heavenly said, look, it was just a joke. But look, Heavenly, at the end of the day, you knew exactly what you was doing. I'm really sick and tired of you saying that everything is a joke and you didn't know it was going to go that far. Listen here, you annoying talking whore. Okay, shut the fuck up too. Okay. Because you're transparent. We already see through you. We already know what you about. You like to throw a rock and hide your hand. All right, so we got your number too. All right, go somewhere and go brighten somebody's motherfucking teeth. Do that. So then they get on the marriages and Quad and Dr. Simone and how their marriages are going and everything. And look, Dr. Jackie, she's so boring. Okay, she ain't the first or the last woman to be cheated on. Let's move on with her story. But again, she has no storyline because all she does is fucking chart. You see her, giving somebody a fucking, damn, what is it? With the vagina, okay? And then she comes home and charts. That's pretty much her storyline. Okay. So really Dr. Jackie can be replaced at this point in time. And then, they get on Quad and her marriage, and, Quad turns on that little proper voice, and, then she starts trying to squeeze out a cry. Girl, good and well, you can care less about Dr. Greg. You don't even like that man. Okay. For real. You bought your $175,000 G-Wagon Mercedes Benz, and you really can care less about this ugly little dude. Okay, let's just be clear. All right. And then Dr. Simone, she goes in and she was just like telling everybody that she got a divorce and from Cecil, and they all like, what? Ooh, all and acting like they didn't know a thing, honey. They all started crying. All the ladies started crying, and she's telling them that the divorce is gonna be final in a week or two, and it's just like somebody popped a damn balloon in the room. Look, let's stop, okay? Sometimes marriages don't last. All right, and Cecil and Simone, they didn't need to be together either. All right, so Dr. Simone is in the North House chilling, and Cecil is somewhere with that little kids app trying to find his way, po thing. All right, so anyway, guys, we gonna wait on to reunion part 2. We gonna see what's up with that, because it's gonna be, getting a little juicy juice, and we gonna roll with it. So let me know what you think in the comment section. I definitely want to know what you think about all this mess. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell for a sister. Do that, and I'm out.